GovReport is the complete independent SBR reports and lodgement portal for business and tax petitioners to prepare and submit compliance and regulatory reports to the SBR-ready government agency. SBR is short for Standard Business Reporting, which is the government's technologies initiative to replace the current electronic lodgement service, or better known as the ELS system, which includes all the electronic tax lodgement software applications and perhaps over time extending to government agencies' portal and all other electronic lodgement services. Currently, GovReport is connected to over 13 government agencies, including the Tax Office, State and Territory Revenue Offices for payroll tax, and ASIC for financial statement lodgements. We will extend our services to other government agencies as they become SBR ready. From the earlier days, we hear taxpayers and tax petitioners' issues in meeting compliance. Not only technology available was not reliable at the time, the process was difficult to follow. We learned that they were in desperate need for a more efficient, cost-effective, and more streamlined system to manage their business and personal affairs, from the simplest to the more complicated arrangement. So we developed and released GovReports, with an aim to provide secure and flexible data management service platform with local, private, hosted cloud applications. We integrate with other software and map data source to make your workflow process easier. It is a direct end-to-end service available at your fingertips with online access. Since 2010, GovReport has become the complete software application for BAS agents to prepare, manage, and lodge compliance reports on behalf of your clients from a single website. Reporting services include activity statements, both IAS and BAS, PAYG payment summaries, tax file number declarations, taxable payment annual reports, payroll tax to all the states and territories, and much more. We are unique because regardless of whichever software of you or your client use, GovReports will be perfect fit for you to prepare and lodge reports to the tax office or payroll tax. Even if your clients do not use any software, you can create and lodge reports for them directly as well. With a single login credentials for all your reporting requirements from one website, which has easy access anywhere, anytime, on any device, including your mobile phone or iPads. The pricing structure is flexible, so it means you can either pay as you go or choose the modules that is applicable to you or your business or clients. It is we use innovative workflow, so it is makes the process of reporting much more efficient process. So why GovReports? Not only if you use GovReports, not only do you get pre-filling from the respective government agency, including the tax office, and the fact that we integrate with most major accounting and payroll software, it means that you can import or upload the file depending on whether there is the desktop or cloud-based. The data can be pre-filled, with some simple process to get those information. So it means it's saving you the time to data entry those files, and of course reducing the risk of likely risk of typing errors and so forth. Electronic record keeping is, I understand that many of you would say, well, electronic record keeping is, you already have that through when it's on the cloud, such as GovReports applications. It means that you can easily sort anywhere you can get access to your files and be able to sort or find the one that you want to look for immediately, directly, without having to go to a particular computer or a single locations. Once you've lodged with GovReports, you get an instant validation and lodgement receipt. So if in the, we have seen cases where many of our clients, once they've lodged, they got, and after a couple of months later, the ATO come back and then says that they never received the lodgements and so forth. What the agent needs to do is basically look at their lodgement history and pull out the receipts and forward that to the tax office or the person that requesting for the reports to be lodged, and that's just to give them the confirmation that it has been submitted, and they can go back to the system and pull it out at that exact time and locations. So the lodgement is also in real time. So it also means that if, for example, if you need to do a PAYG payment summaries for a client on activity statements, within minutes, it will be on the portal, your portal, and also the tax agent's portal. If it's a PAYG, within minutes, the tax agent can prepare. It will appear on his tax agent's portal for the PAYG for that particular employee, and he will be able to immediately prepare the tax return for that taxpayer. We do, throughout GovReports applications, we implement not only the ABN lookup, but also tax file number validation tool, so that whenever and wherever you enter the ABN or the tax file number, there will be a systematic check to ensure that you have entered the correct details or your clients have given you the correct information. Optional authentication process here, we are also referring to digital authentication or digital signature, which is, of course, it's an optional service, and if you want to have it as an add-on, that's available right there. Then because it's if it's part of our system, it's part of our service, so the integration is seamless. If you add on any services that is optional, it's certainly the process of having these additional services just seamless in your applications. The one major advantage for using GovReport is the save and resume options. Unlike your ATO portal, where your normal process would be to complete the reports, or in this case, it might be an activity statement. You need to prepare, you need to draft, finalize it, and get your clients to sign it off. Then you go to the ATO portal to to data entry it in, and hopefully everything is complete in one go, and then you just click lodge immediately. The risk for that is basically if there is, in peak lodgement seasons when the system might be quite blunt, and or it's taking too long, that you might the time token that you sign when you sign in is limited, and it might lock you out. You might have, halfway through, you might need to come back to it, or the fact that you data entry it in such, trying to, data entry it in as quickly as possible, and it might, errors might occur during that time, and it might be the case that where your clients might not see the final reports being lodged to the ATO. With GovReports, the process you can change. The process is I believe more compliant in the sense that you can go in, draft the reports, save and validate it. Validate means that it's cross-checking with the ATO to ensure all the figures are correct. And when everything is, matching with the, not only correctly entered and also cross-check with the ATO, you then it's become a valid report, and you then can send it off to your client to authorize or sign off. Once you get your client sign off, you can come back, just click lodge, and that means it's the reports that your clients have authorized. You now click lodge, and it goes straight, take that report through and lodge to the ATO. So it is quite flexible. You work at your own pace. So it means that you go to your client site and prepare the draft or whatever, and then or you work from home and you send it to your clients, get approval, and then click lodge when you get your client's approval. GovReports also give you the ability to do amendments. Amendment here is not only just the revisions of the activity statements, but it also extends to the fact that to other reports like the PAYG payment summaries, taxable payment annual reports, etc. In many cases, in the past we have seen this is actually quite a popular service or available, because many times ATO come back and say, hey, that ABN might not for the contractor in the taxable payment annual report is not valid, it's not correct, or your client come back and go, hang on a minute, the salary for this employee is not that figure, it might be incorrect, or it might be the address or something like that. And you might have, instead of resending through the whole MGIP file for the PAYG or the whole file for taxable payment annual report, with GovReports, the amend options it means that you can do one individual payee as an amendment, or lodging as the whole report, the whole file as an amendment. So it depends on your on the issues, but it is GovReport is flexible enough to allow you to do all these options. And of course, if you do have staff working for you, certainly you can also add them into GovReports, have them as a second user, and give them the responsibility and the role they can what they can do within the reporting process in GovReports. To use GovReports, in terms of system requirements, you do need internet access. So preferably the browser that we would like for you to use from is Firefox, Google, the Chrome, or using the latest versions, and or Safari. I know many have used familiar with Internet Explorer. You can still still use GovReports with Internet Explorer. It is not the best options, I would say, as they tend to hide features that we have in GovReports, and every now and then inconsistently. So these are our preferred options. You also do need a tax petitionable BAS agent's number to register as a BAS agent. And of course, in setting up your business, ABN and related business details are required in order for you to make any lodgements. And of course, email for registrations. To get ready for lodgement, you do need to nominate the software with the ATO through GovReports, and yeah, that can be easily done within minutes. So why GovReports, or why not tax returns, but actually why GovReports on the cloud? Because there's no software installation is required or upgrade. You can access anywhere with any computer or any mobile device with internet. It is flexible pricing structure to suit your each and individual business or practice that you have, whether you're a sole trader or a bigger practice with many staff working for you, and of course. We have integrated our system is seamlessly integrated with many other services, including digital signature, practice management tool for a seamless touch. We now from June, July, we will also be introducing the client update facility direct to ATO. So it means that in the past or currently, between now and June, or possibly all the way to June, in order to use GovReports, our clients currently need to have their clients already added to the ATO portal before they can use GovReports. From June, July, that facility is directly available in GovReports. So it means that you can add the clients, any new clients that you have already existing in GovReports. That you don't need to, and you can do any updates, but and any new clients you can add it directly to GovReports and be able to use it immediately without having to go to the ATO portal to add the clients before you use GovReports. It works in the system. GovReports is because it's through SBR, or the new technology, the new government's initiative or technology that's aimed to replace ELS. It means that it will work independently of the ATO portal services. So if the ATO portal is down, GovReports still function. And I'm sure many of you would have heard from your colleagues that when a portal is down, most people are still using GovReports for lodgement. Okay, in terms of pricing, as I mentioned, the pricing structure is flexible, so you can either do the annual subscription for each of the module is $99 plus GST, or if your client is very limited and perhaps you only have one taxable payment annual report client that you have to do per year, then you can also have add that onto your account as the pay per use or per lodgement, and that's $12.50 per lodgement. You can have a combination or just annual subscription depending on your business structure. And of course, I forgot to mention, if you do have professional associations such as the ICB, we currently we are the Institute of Certified Bookkeeper. We are strategically partnered with the ICB. So if you are a member, just when you register, we do have a heavily discount package for the ICB members. Do contact the Institute of Certified Bookkeeper to find out more details, or give us a call to get that knowledge. But otherwise, if you register directly with GovReports, you can when you go in, you select the services that you need, whichever, regardless if you mention that you are an ICB member or a member of the professional association that we are strategically partnered with, and if we have an arrangement with them, certainly any discount or any offer, when you enter your membership number, you will automatically get access to the discounted privilege. Other optional services that we have available and for BAS that BAS agents can use, as I said, the office manager, which is the old the client enlargement management system, which we co-designed with the ICB or the Institute of Certified Bookkeepers in 2012-14. But it's now rebranded as the Office Manager. Our new versions will be released in probably 2 weeks' time, and it means you can find out more about it in another sessions. Digital authentications, we're talking about digital signature here, and of course other tools. We will briefly go through some of these applications, very brief in the demo as well. So when you sign in, this is the dashboard that you would normally see. Of course, you can not only customize your the applications or the solutions, the subscription, but you can also customize your own dashboard. So you can see here, this is a tax agent's account, mind you. It is very much similar to the BAS agent's account also. On here, on the dashboard, you can see there's an outstanding reports, which is basically a service that, a feature that we provide that will enable you to, see the unlodged, all the unlodged reports that you have for the clients. In this case, it's all the activity statements. You can see here, I've got a list of clients here who I have not done the reports for, and in this case, I got 34 unlodged outstanding reports or unlodged reports that I have not done, and I can click onto that if I want to go. I want to click on and give a list of all the reports that I have not lodged. If I click onto that, it'll give me a list of the whole 34 reports that I have not lodged for these particular clients. I'll go back to the dashboard so that I'll can give you a bit more information. And of course, anything that overdue, I can click onto that tab, and it will give me the list of all the overdue reports that I have not done. And of course, I can see that all. Can see the whole list of them if I click onto it, view all, or I can just click onto particular client's reports right there. Click either I want to repair or I don't want to do it, or I'm not obligated to do it. I can remove that as well. So if for those clients, of course, there will be an options in there that when you click the list of all the unlodged or outstanding reports, you can also from there you can also go directly to the reports to prepare to prepare for that client. Over here, you can also have this is a shortcut to all your save and draft reports, whether it's in once you click onto that, it is quite intuitive. So once you click onto it gives you the list of all your draft or save reports. If you scroll it over a little bit, you can see the status, whether it's valid, which is, as I mentioned, it means it's validated, finalized, and cross-checked with the tax office. In this case, it's activity statements. Cross-check with the tax office whether all the information is correct that has been entered before you lodge. I also have here the valid and processing status, which means it's if you have digital signature and you have sent it off, you have sent the valid reports off for digital signature. While you're waiting for the reports to come back and be signed off by your clients, the status will be valid and processing. If it has been signed, it will be valid and signed. So you can simply go, you can see here the valid and signed. And if you click onto that, you would have the, you select it. You would have whether you want to lodge the selected or delete the selected. It's entirely depending on your clients and requirements. As I mentioned, so I'm going to go back to the dashboard. Over here, you can see the profile. This is my profile. I'm not William Joseph, but this is a demo account, and I forgot to do my disclaimer, which is all the clients that you see here and all the ABN or tax file number or even the tax agents in questions here on the profile are not real. It is a demo account. And of course, if you got the office manager or the CLM, you would have all the today's list, today's jobs, if you have been working on it. Now, because this is a demo account, I don't normally send, jobs or etc. to myself. It's not an active account actually. I have created some existing jobs over time, and they all become overdue. But certainly, if this is a live account, you can go in. If it's actually there are actually interactions between you and your staff or you and yourself. You can go in. Edit the status of the job, where if you have progress along the way, you can edit and say where it is because in this case it hasn't started. If I already have started, I can go in, edit the job and say, hey, it's some of the tasks that's required for me to do, it has been completed, etc. You can make the comments, add the task, the task whatever that like it might be, just say it's breakfast or whatever. The name, sorry, it might and it has the status, whether it has started or whatever you completed. And yep, you can, once it's done, you can save, and it means that the status is now because updated. So yeah, it's quite, it's really depend on the situations. And of course, like I said, depending on your the interactions, the work that you've done and how active you are in the service. Like I said, this is a demo account, it has not been active, but it's give you the status, your overall status. Dashboard gives overall status. And of course, you do have your reports, your lodgement reports of your activities in GovReports, and that's up to you to go whether you want a 6 months or the current financial year, the previous financial year, the last 12 months. It will give you the activities that you have been, using GovReports. It's a good tool if you you want to track your activities over time. Like I said, this is a demo account, so I haven't been very active on that. And of course, as I mentioned, you can customize these things. These things are customizable. So if you don't have some of these services, you can certainly remove them or add them on. There will be more widgets along the way as we introduce more services as we go. But if some of these things are not applicable to you, or you don't have the subscriptions to it or whatever, you can actually remove them or move them to to places where it's more important for you, or it's more appealing for you. You can move things around, just use your mouse, drag and drop, and places where you want it to be. So that's the customize tool there. Now, on your on the left hand side, we have a little a couple of menus. The bird's view, basically that's where you go back to home, or this page. My clients will give you the list of all your clients. You can, as I mentioned, you can add the clients one by one. When you know add the new clients, so it means along the way, if you've got a new clients, you can add the clients in, you know, just basically, like, as I mentioned, the ABN, anywhere there is ABN entries, we will our system will, you know, look have because we implemented the ABN lookup, so it will cross check with the ABR, and of course preview some of the informations. And because like I said, this is live, so I don't know any ABN, so I won't enter anything. All the red fields need to be completed, and of course, if you know, you want to update the details on the ATO, you will need to confirm these actions. Once you save it, once you enter everything and you want to save it, it will then you know, through your tax or BAS agent's number, your BAS agent's number, and of course your authentications with us, it will send that these informations updates to the directly to the ATO system. If instead, if this is the first time that you use GovReports, and you do have an existing client base, you can import the client list. And I know BAS agents, you guys don't use, you know, don't have existing software that will list out all your clients. So, you know, in having said that, you the options that we have in terms of importing your clients is that on the ATO portal, you would have a few options there. You would have a few options that give you the list of all your clients. It might be the client account running balance reports, the ATO outstanding activity statements, or the PAYG installments reports. And that will give you, go to the ATO, search for that options, and you will be able to export or download the list of your clients. Once you confirm where the source is coming from, it will basically means a little bit of mapping, you know, which fields you want to import. For example, name, first name, or business name, ABN, etc. So you confirm the fields, and that will be importing through. You'll be able to import through the list of your clients instead of data entry in each and every one of your clients as a new clients, you know, into GovReports. So that's the clients sections. Then I'm going to go to my users. So if you've got staff member, you can add. You do need subscription additional users license for each of the users that you add on. It is relatively cheap. I think it's $30 per year for any additional users. We only need the first name, last name, and email address, and of course you do need to allocate them the user license. Once you allocate them the business user license, it will go back to the list of all your users that you then need to click onto them and define or configure their role and responsibilities within the reporting process in GovReports. That's basically by going to the sections over here, or drop-down sections, user permissions, and you can confirm the user license, the role, whether you want to delegate the administrator privilege, which is basically will enable your staff member, this staff member, to do everything that you do, access all the clients and all the forms that you have access to, or if not, then you basically define the role specifically, just like you're voting. You know, you either put one or all the others and confirm all the others, whether this person can add the clients, and for all the new clients, whether they can lodge as well, or or which forms do you want them to get access to. So in my case, I've got a list of forms there. You can see that all the tax return, as I mentioned, this is a tax agent's account, but very much similar to that or a BAS agent's account. You can confirm, you know, which forms you wanted them to get access to. Once you tick anything, notice how intuitive is that it's automatically saved. So there's no need for you to click save anywhere. And then of course you also need to also confirm which clients, if you want this staff member to you know, to have access to, and to draft access to here also means that that person can go in, see the details, prepare reports, but might not be able to lodge. And the lodgement capabilities, you need to confirm that. So once you tick that, you can see that client has can be lodged by this user. So the changes will be updated automatically. And I'll close that. I'll go back to Bird's View. And you notice that search bar is available on every page. So the workflow process for me is, everyone's different. For your client list, you on the far right, you can see under actions, you can go in and view the client's profile. Or go into the client's profile page, or go straight to the forms and be able to get, it will, if you click onto any one of those, it will give you the access directly to the list of forms or services that you want, or reports that you want to be prepared or have subscribed for. So I'll go back to the dashboard. Now, before I start the lodgement process, which can take minutes really, but certainly, like I said, the search view, on every screen of your page of your of GovReports, you can do the search. So you can search for the clients, you can search for the reports, and it will be able to pull out the reports accordingly, or the clients, depending on where what you want to do. In terms of settings, you, as I mentioned, if upon registrations, post registrations, you do need a few settings to do that. The business settings, which is basically confirming your business, who you are, and identify, so that it's our system can, when our system talks to or communicate with the ATO or the respective government agencies, the business details, your business details are the identifications when it hits their system. Your profile is basically your profile is basically, what how GovReports identify you. That was clicked too quickly. Oh, it's not working. Okay, as I said, this is a testing account. If you go into the ATO nominations, sorry, because I didn't do all that, you need to click. There will be, if this is the first time you use it, you would see that's where it says software ID and the number here. This number, if like I said, the first time you go into this page, you would have, instead of the number, it will be the function generate. If you click generate, it will give you the unique software ID number. You would need to when you get this unique ID number, you would need to either contact the ATO through the telephone, or go directly to the portal through Access Manager and nominate the software GovReport as your software service provider. It is not an exclusive arrangement. As many would be concerned, you still be able to use the ATO portal or any other software. Once you've done, and then of course you need to confirm the software ID number, and then when the process is complete, you then need to go back to here, click Activate Nominations, Submit, and that will basically, the ATO nominations process become active and you're ready for lodgement. Any other settings? I'll go back to Home. Sorry, this is a testing account. Some of the functions might not be working at the moment, as we continuously using this to test any new services and features that we work on or implement. But certainly, it's pretty straightforward when you register. You can also set up your own email. So any lodgements, any emails that you sent from GovReports with the attach of the reports. So for example, it can be sent from your email. If you don't do the email settings, then you still can send the reports. You still can use digital signature. It just means that your clients, when they receive your the reports or the documents from digital signature or whatever, it will be coming from GovReports. But if you do your own email settings, edit the email settings and put in the email that you want, the incoming emails means that when you receive lodgement receipts or valid validations reports or whatever, or from the communication from GovReports to you as the account holder, that's the incoming emails. So which email do you want to nominate, or you want to receive information from GovReports? And of course, the outgoing email means that anything that you send, you use GovReport to send to your clients or whatever, it can be sent from your email, and which you need to nominate with that email. Of course, you can also put your signature settings as well. So normally I just copy and paste my signature, my email signature onto here, and that will come across. Once you submit it, you can test the outgoing email settings. Make sure that when you test the outgoing email, the updated, it would tell you that it's test email sent successfully. If it's the test email is not sent successfully, that means the setting was not done correctly. Some information you have entered might not be correct, i.e. the password or the SMTP if the email, if your email is your own customized emails. And of course, you can also manage your account with us through here as well. So you can see your subscriptions and so forth. Just simply go to my account and my purchases, etc. You can see your relationship. You can manage your relationship with us, the subscriptions and account transactions or lodgements, transactions, etc. I'm going to go back to the dashboard. I'm going to close that down. Okay, in terms of lodgement process, normally everyone works differently. As I mentioned, you can go to your clients and go on the far right and be able to see the forms of the profile. But otherwise, I like to, because if I'm a BAS agent, and I tend, many BAS agents do tend to go to their clients and work on site. So you can just simply go in instead of trying to list. Like you go to my clients and see the whole list of all your other clients. It can be embarrassing in front of other people, or it can be, a little not embarrassing, but it might be, the confidential and the privacy. You don't want to show these things to other people. Simply go to the search bar on the top, the search field, and type in the names of your clients and pull up just that client. For this particular client, I noticed I got the same ABN number for all the entities here, different branch number. So same clients, different branch number. I can go on the far right and click on forms, or view, click on the and it will go to the client's profile page, or you can simply just click onto the client's name, and it will show you the client's profile sections, which basically everything about that client. I can close this window down so I don't need to go into each one of them, but otherwise you can leave it as it is. Everyone works differently. I like to have my screen big and spacious with all the details. The client profile, over here you can everything on this from here is all about these clients. The work in progress for these clients, you can see today's jobs, the overdue jobs, and of course the upcoming jobs for these clients. That's from the work in progress. And of course the overview is basically about the client's profile, their the ABN, tax file number, etc. That's basically the details, and of course contact details. Anything that you've got saved or draft for these clients will be in these sections, and of course anything that you have lodged for these clients, you can go straight onto here. So it means that if you're in front of the clients and they say, oh yes, this is the activity statements that you have draft for these clients, and you might not have, the status is saved, it has not been validated, you can go straight back into it. Or if this is a valid report and it needs to be signed off by the clients, then you can say, hey, there's a couple of reports that has been validated, and you do need them to sign off. So and who has been paid by, there has been amendment, of course, whether you want to go back into it and edit it or open it up and see it. Similarly with the lodge reports, you can see what it was, what it is, what they are, the date that it has been lodged, and for which lodgement period, whether it has, there is a warning, so it means, because most of these are blank forms anyway, so that I have submitted, but if it has been, there's no warning information, this was this was the perfect one. Normally, if there is a warning, it means that information might not be completed, or the ABN or tax file number, whatever that was in, if it's a PAYG or whatever, or tax file number, taxable payment annual reports that might have the contractor's ABNs, which might not be a valid one, then it will come. It will still lodge, but it come with a warning. You will have all this warning beforehand, and if you still want to submit it, you can do so at your own. It means that you are aware that lodging with incorrect details, and of course, who has access to these clients? Because this is a main account holder, so you will know who has access to these clients. So you know. And depending on the jobs that you assign to them, and of course, if you got the office manager, it would also give you the jobs and the invoices that you have created for these clients over time, and or bills. If you're ready, you can always go back and edit the client's profile if there is a need for a change, adding the branch number, or edit, if they have changed their name or whatever, you can go in and change that. Otherwise, if you're ready for lodge to prepare the report, simply go to forms, select the reports that you want to prepare for and for these clients. The process, basically, you just confirm the date range. So I'm going to do the one IAS, or activities for BAS. The bigger the range that you put here, it will list out all the ATO issues, activity statements, because I think we did the activity statement. Yep. So if you put the date range quite wide instead of quarter by quarter or month by month, then it will list out all the ATO issues, activity statements during that period. Once you're ready, you click list, and it will contact the ATO and find out on the ATO system all the issues, activity statements for these clients, lodge and unlodge during this period. You notice there's the line at the bottom. So if the ATO, sometimes if ATO is doing the maintenance or whatever, and we also have the options to do it offline, but we won't go through it today. So you notice here, there's a list of the status here are all new, and the process. So the ones that has the activity statements that has been already processed or already been lodged, the status will be processed. And if you want to go back into do the revisions, you can click onto that, and that will open up the form. For today's purpose, I will do the brand new one. So I will do the first one. Select the one that you want to do, and then you would have the options whether you want to data entry it manually, or you can upload the MyOp BAS link file. For all the desktop MyOp BAS desktop versions, you can download the BAS link and upload it onto here. Now, because MyOp do have allows for customizations within the reports. So a lot of time, if BASLink is probably give the most accurate information. If you have customized the client's account, then it's best to give it a BASLink options. It's because we tend to find the backup options do not come across with all the customized details. That also goes for MyOp account, right? But if it's pretty straightforward, you can just export the file straight through. Reckon we do this is for the desktop versions. We are looking at integrating with Reckon for the online versions. That we will announce that along the way when that become ready. Xero, if you click Xero, notice that you do need to connect to Xero. So that means like you can log in to your account and pull up the activities, the respective activity statements for this particular client. Similarly, with Intuit QuickBooks, you need to connect to QuickBooks. We have we are connected to we integrated with QuickBooks seamlessly on a single sign-on. So it's pretty, once you you connect to QuickBooks and get the setup, subsequent login will be very, very easy. For those clients that use complicated software, they can also import the CSV file onto here as well, and Sage 1, of course. For this particular exercise, I'm going to do the manual process. Notice that the ABN and all the information has been already filled up. On this sections, this page, if there's any changes that you want to make, unfortunately, because most of these informations are coming from the ATO, so there's no changes. You cannot implement any changes here. If, for example, the GST accounting method is cash instead of accrual, unfortunately, you need to go back to the ATO and advise them that it is, for this entity, it is a cash basis and not accrual. But like I said, all this information are pre-filled from the ATO database. If for example, the postal address for these clients is not correct, you can go into your back into the client's profile, complete the client's details and update onto the ATO portal. Then the information, the address here will be changed. But otherwise, click next and fill out the form as you normally would. Complete it. I don't have the figure, so I'm just going to pretend that these clients did not do any sales or any purchases during the period. The FBT installment amount and PAYG will come through from the ATO. For these clients, you cannot you can vary the amount. Just simply go in and make the changes. Pretty straightforward. This is a summary section, so just go through the figures, and if you're happy with everything, and this is you want to finalize the reports, go straight into the signature. The signature here is basically you prepare it on behalf of your clients. And today's date. Once you confirm you're happy with all your figures, click next. The lodge, save and lodge sections. So if this is an incomplete report, you can save it as a draft and come back to change it later. It just means that you know that you haven't completed. You can, it's your workflow. But otherwise, if you want to test this, if this you just want to test it with everything is correct, it's validate that and cross check with the ATO. It will not be saved if you choose pre-lodge. Some people like to basically go in and play with it and play with the figures and see if it's ATO would accept it, etc. That's the pre-lodge options. Or if you finalize, if you're happy with all the figures that you have entered earlier and you want to save and validate it, then you can just select these options. If you do have digital signature, you can save, validate, and send for signature directly from here. But otherwise, if you already have a hard copy from your clients with the wet signature and you want to lodge directly, you can just click lodge from there. For this purpose, I'm going to just save and validate, and then I'll go on from there. Now saving and also validating. Once it's complete and validated, if there's no error, it will take you to the save reports, which you can also, the shortcut that we showed earlier can also take you here. But otherwise, once you've completed, it will take you to your save reports. And if you want to continue on with that, so you can see the status is valid. If I click onto it anywhere, it will bring up the reports. At this stage, if you do have the Office Manager or the Practice Management tool, you can attach to the existing job and allocate to your staff. Create a new job. It might be that the staff might need to basically now send this off to the client for signature, etc., or print or whatever that you need to do. You can create a job from there. Just simply, like I said, it's pretty straightforward. But otherwise, if you want to see the copy of what you have done, just click print, and that will give you the downloaded versions of the activity statement that you have prepared. If assuming that this is if you want to print it or send it, like have a downloaded copy, that's where you get access to it. Otherwise, you're happy with it, I'll go back to that the working window. If you want to email it to your clients, because if you've got email settings, you can send it to your clients directly from here, from your email. Or if you don't have your email, it will be sent. It still be sent but it will be sent through from GovReports emails. Because I send it to, notice that if I click to myself, the digital the email signature doesn't come through because I don't need to know who I am. But if you send it to your clients, your email signature comes back in, and others that will also apply it. Others means you can enter the email address from here, but otherwise the client's email would just be pre-filled from the information that you have entered on the client's profile sections. You want to send it off. The activity statements, the drafted the valid report, activity statement that you have drafted earlier is attached in PDF, and you can send that off. For this particular exercise, like I said, I'm not going to send that off. I'll show you where. But if you want to go back onto this and make changes to the activity statements, you can click on Edit, and that would take you straight back onto the form so that you can make the appropriate adjustments. Otherwise, you can also from here you can generate the invoice. Depending on your workflow. Generate the invoice, get the clients to pay for it before you lodge it and get their signature, or send for signature from here, or if it's report without identifier means report without the tax file number or the whatever. But in this case, because you as a BAS agent will not have the issues, there's no differentiations there. You can delete the report, or you can also send for signature from here. If you do decide to send for signature, the process is quite straightforward. It will open up the digital signature with the attachment of the activity statements. You can, our GovReports digital signature do allow you to upload other documents as well. And so if you wants to send put in maybe a letter of engagement or letter of authorizations, whatever that you want to send, you can just attach that to it. You can also from here, in terms of recipient, this is the client's name and the email address. But if if there are partners, you can also add more signee onto the email. So okay, assuming I'm gonna pick this person because I don't have access to this email. So you can change their role, whether they might be a partner, but they don't sign the documents. So they can have a view only. You can send them a private message, i.e., please advise. You can send a private message for the additional user or additional document recipients, and of course, similarly with everyone can have a private message. The general message or the common message will be you can add it from here. Of course, with GovReports digital signature, you can set a reminder, so you don't have to remind the clients to sign it for you. Unfortunately, most of GovReports, because being a compliance document, it means that there is lodgement due date for each and every one of them. So it's good to be able to remind the clients if they haven't attended to it. Oops, that was not. And you can set the expiry date. Maybe perhaps the fact that like if the activity statement is due in 10 days, then you said document expiry is in 10 days. Notifications of document expiry is the day before. So it means that if the clients do not sign, and they will receive, based on the settings that I have, they will receive a reminder every day to sign the document. And if they don't sign it by the expiry date, it's likely they will get a fine. It's not your, you have everything documented that they did not sign they did not sign it on the expiry date or on the lodgement due date. So you can see here the recipient. So here I can mark where this first person is supposed to sign. And then because there's two documents, I can go to the next documents. Notice there's 3 pages. I can click on wherever, and if assuming that I want them to sign here, and I'm happy for that. And the second person, because it's view only, so I don't need to mark where the signature the second person need to sign. I can now send this off for signature. If you can also send non-GovReports documents by itself. So by simply click new, and that will basically give you the options to send for anything that might be a letter of engagement on the first time you have the clients. So now what I'll do is I'll go to as the clients. I can now. This is me as the client receiving the documents. I can click view document. There is actually instructions at the bottom of that screen, how what to expect when you receive these documents and what to do. So when you click view documents, automatically the system will open up the applications on this page, and at the same time it will also send a password, a one-time password that you can use in order to view you have to use in order to open up or see the documents. So I'll just copy that, paste it, and be able to get access to it. If it's the first time that you use GovReports digital signature to sign off, it would ask you for your to set up your name. If you want to change it, or like I said, this is the first time. This is the first time that I use this. This is the page that I would see first. So you would need to create your signature. You can upload, take a scanned copy of your signature, or draw the signature using the mouse, or just basically type in the name, your name, and use that as a signature, and remember the signature, and we'll save it. Once you save it, follow subsequent times that like when you send a document to your clients to sign, they would be able to this is what they would see basically. So there's two documents. So the first document, I can see it right here. Just scroll it down where I'm supposed to sign, mark, and simply just click your mouse, and it will place the signature where you're supposed to sign. Next document, I can do the same thing. Just scroll up because there's more than one page. Mark where you want the signature. Click onto it, and then if I'm happy with everything, I can just simply click finish or decline, whichever the options. Click finish. I can make the comments, done, submit. Once the client sign it, they automatically and submit it. They will be logged out. Immediately they would get an email from digital signature, GovReports digital signature, with the attached signed copy that they have signed, together with the agreement or whatever document that you sent to them in a combined PDF. So the documents there, the agreement there, etc. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the sender or the tax agents. If you are sending it to yourself, just make sure, as I showed you earlier, I use a different browser so that the system does not get confused, the sender and the document recipient. I'm going to go back to my documents. So this is the document that I sent off earlier. It's now the status is signed, which is today's date. I can click onto it and view documents. Otherwise, I'll go back to the GovReports dashboard. Click F5 to refresh it, refresh the page. Notice the status earlier was valid on the corner. So the status now is valid and signed. So now it means that from here you can click lodge selected. If you can lodge the selected documents, and it's read, done and dusted. Confirm once you're ready to lodge. That's basically it. So then it's go to lodge. It would show, well, the lodgement is still trying to get through. So once it's been lodged, you will see today's lodgement will be the one, and you can be able to get access to it. It takes a few minutes to get there, maybe. Okay, so that's basically the process, and similarly for other reports, the same process. If it is an amendment, etc., you would have the amendment option. So that's basically it, guys. The process of lodging or of using GovReports for lodgements. I hope that has been useful for you. And if there's any questions, just give us a call or send us an email and let us know. Thank you.